I'm Brandon. I love new Christmas in July movies.
Hey, it's Panda, and I like new Christmas in July movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise new Christmas in July movies.
Hi, it's Jax, and I love Christmas in July movies that actually take place in July.
And this is the Deck
the
the
Hallmark
Hallmark
Podcast.
Podcast.
Wowie zowie.
We
Wowie
all over
zowie.
the full intro there.
Whoa.
Gosh, we have a special guest. We've not seen her since
Yesterday. That's right.
It's Jax, everybody.
Man.
Jax texted me this morning with a screenshot of one person on Twitter saying, Jax, try to get on some podcast to talk about Campfire Christmas. And she just said, do what you will with this brand. And I said, well,
you're in.
Do you want to come on the podcast? And she's like, I can't believe you asked.
This
So
is
Jax is here.
This is why Brand doesn't give out his cell phone numbers.
That's
Because
right.
if you text him and ask him to be on the podcast, he just says yes.
So
It
they
doesn't
can know
matter
about it.
who it is.
Yeah, give the people what they want. To be fair, it was one person, and I did DM them and say, can you tweet this?
Give the person what they
I
want.
actually made the Twitter accounts this morning. Tweeted it out.
Full cycle.
Hoping that someone would see it. But Jax, thanks for joining us. I know that your schedule is just jam-packed with all the other podcasts that you do. So,
Thank you for having me.
speaking of podcasts, Bundle Buzz.
What?
Thank you guys for your review, by the way.
Thank you. I reviewed it.
What are you talking about?
The Bundle
Oh
Buzz.
my gosh, Dan.
You don't know
What
about
is it? What is it?
It's the new podcast Jax is on about the bundle
What do
game.
they
Am I
do on
right?
there? You know, of course, you could do some deductive reasoning. What do they do
Don't you
there?
play the bundle game on the podcast, Jax?
We do. It's launching in August. It's a limited run of only 10 episodes, so I'm not going to be doing it for the rest of my life. Like, I'm going to be doing all the Hallmark podcasting with you guys forever. You're stuck with me forever. Bundle Buzz is just 10 episodes, and we're done.
So you and Cass and who else play the
It's just
bundle
the two.
game?
It's the two of us, and we have guests every episode.
So
When are we guesting?
If you want to
she
do a
already said
crossover,
10. It's already filled up.
It's already
fine.
it's 10,
that
so
true?
we didn't get the call somehow.
no.
Jackson's
If you
on our
guys
show
want to do
every day.
if you guys want to do a crossover, I'm sure my sister would be over the moon because our entire family is like unabashedly obsessed with you guys.
do you have 10 people lined up already? Is that why it's 10? A limited run of 10?
No, we have we only have 6 guests secured so far. We've taped a couple, but there's still room if you guys want to slide on in.
Now we're giving her the third degree about like just not.
But why
booking
only
us
10? Why only
somehow.
10?
Because I have to focus on, instead of professional podcasting, I like have to focus on inviting myself onto professional podcasts
that's right.
as now an
Yeah.
amateur podcaster.
Now, is this going to be Kaz's first pod?
It is going to be her first pod.
You guys have never podded together.
So exciting.
We've been interviewed a few times, but we've never done our own thing.
Wow. So it's just you guys playing the bundle game, but for only 10 episodes.
Yeah, and it's specific to the people that we're playing with. So we do our little bundle blueprint where we get all the info about them, and then we make a game for them and play it live on.
Wow.
Now, are the
Bundle Live.
6 guests that you have coming on, are they like of note or are they just randos?
We have some comedians, some entrepreneurs.
Okay.
I would say of note is interesting. They're people with interesting stories that are compelling, which is why
So
if you
no,
guys
they're
want to come
not
on,
of
please.
note.
Yeah. So we would fit right in.
To answer your question,
Of note is interesting is quite a line.
Yeah.
Of note is an interesting way to say that, Brand.
Yeah.
I would say it, but that is how one way you could say it.
that is one way you could say it.
I did write their names down, so technically did take a note. So there you go.
Great.
It sounds like we would fit right in. If you want us to
Yes.
come on, we
do it,
love
yeah.
playing games.
I'm
Okay,
out.
so we would love to. So now you're committed, and if you're in, you're in. Is that
Is there
work
a
for you guys?
pop-o-matic bubble?
What?
A pop-o-matic bubble. Can you pop a bubble? That's the
Like
only
with
way.
the
like
die?
trouble.
Like okay.
The pop-o-matic bubble.
And then with the
Trouble. It rhymes. Is there a pop-o-matic bubble, Jax?
For you, Dan, yes.
Thank you, but my name is Rick.
It's
Dilby.
Rick Dilby.
Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. I can't keep up with the voices that you're doing. On the last episode, they were very fun.
sorry.
The
The
voices
voices that we're doing.
Wow. Man,
The
Jax.
characters that you are inhabiting.
we have a full studio, full. I can't believe this.
Like, it's
Jack,
just,
that's-
it's clear as
man,
crystal.
that hurts.
You got a lot to learn around these parts, young lady. Speaking of a lot to learn around these parts, young lady, have we said that Jax is going to be, once Panda departs this earth?
He shuffles out this mortal coil.
Once he sheds his earthly coil.
That's right. After Panda leaves us, Jax is going to be filling in on Thursdays for the When Calls the Heart episodes.
That's right.
And by filling in, I mean she will be replacing Panda.
Yeah.
Permanently.
Yeah, that's right. On the When Calls the Heart. You'll be in Hope Valley with us every Thursday.
I sure
Jax.
will, and that's the one that Panda's gonna have serious FOMO about.
Yeah.
That's true.
For sure.
Panda
Sure.
claims he's going to keep watching
Yeah.
the show.
That's an easy thing to say, knowing you'll never have to prove.
What if I do? What if I do? And then I decide to come back and do a full summary review.
This is tough because Panda says a lot of things he doesn't do, but on the other side, he's a completionist. He doesn't like to not finish. Like, if there's a 5th sequel in a movie series, he's going to go even if he hated the 3rd and 4th.
Yep.
The Transformers movies. You and I, by the 4th one, we were like, this is utter garbage. Did we line up and see the 5th one?
Absolutely.
You betcha we did.
Opening night.
Like, yes, Thursday night. I think it was a Thursday night.
I will take as many beatings as possible because if it's a complete set, I've
That's
gotta
right.
complete the
That's
set.
right. You got to collect the whole set.
And so I feel
That
like
is the
I'm
thing
in.
that leads me to believe he may do it.
Like the Butler thing, I've never started a Butler thing.
Yeah,
I'm not going to start
yeah,
it now. Good
yeah.
heavens, stop it.
Yeah.
But I'm 7 deep.
7 deep. That's right.
I can't not go 8, 9.
It's like we always say we're done with Marvel movies, and we're like, oh, the new Thor.
There's going to be more. So like you're setting yourself up for this.
know.
This show could potentially go on until the good Lord comes back.
I know. I see
And
it.
if the Hardys have their way, it will be that way.
Yeah, I see it.
So
They're all
I don't-
in for season
But it's
10.
like
I know
Marvel.
that.
How many Marvels are there going to be?
can we stop comparing Wigglestar to Marvel for the love of God? It's like Marvel.
It's like Marvel. I don't know what
It's so similar to Marvel. Hope Valley and Marvel are the same. What do you want?
I am down to talk through who's
What
who.
if Jack comes back in a multiverse? That would be dope.
Yes. I love it.
And in one universe, Robert's not there, so they choose to stay in that universe.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Robert.
Robert
thank
can
God.
kick rocks.
That's right.
You guys want to talk about Campfire Christmas?
I
Yeah.
guess.
Campfire Christmas originally aired on July 16th, 2022, and it went a little something like this. We're at Camp Evergreen for Christmas in July, complete with a snow machine as you drive on in and fun things. It's July 2007, and all the campers are decorating for Christmas. The gang is all wondering where they're going to be in 15 years. That seems very specific. Cut to 15 years, and we meet Peyton, who works at a publishing company. She explains to her boss that she doesn't really do anything big for normal Christmas because her family goes all out for Christmas in July. Her parents do come into town for the holiday, though, and inform Peyton that they're going to retire and they're going to be done running Camp Evergreen, which means no more Christmas in July. Anyone and everyone who's ever participated at Camp Evergreen is invited for this big reunion. 6 months later, she's trying to get away from work for the reunion, but her boss is being a little dinker, isn't really interested in publishing her stuff, but does want her to work. But she says if you can pitch something real good, real to you, then maybe you have a chance to be published. So she goes to the family camp for Christmas in July, and the whole gang is back together. Almost everybody. Her ex Tommy couldn't make it until, he does show up, didn't see it coming. They chat a little bit on the first night. He apologizes for how he ended things. We'll see. She's reading her old journals that she has and gets a flashback to her first kiss under the mistletoe, 'cause Christmas camp. After a big brainstorm, Thomas and Peyton do some crafts to help fix things like the wreath for Capture the Wreath. And they update their themselves on life, like Tommy losing his dad, and they end up getting in a glitter fight, because how else do you end that conversation about death? They have a big camp lighting ceremony where they light up the whole camp, not just one little silly tree. It's a whole camp light, and they it's all popping. Her parents show off some old pictures from Christmas in July of past years, and she comes up with a great idea for a book, Christmas in July at Camp Evergreen, the book. She starts to do some research on how the tradition got started, but not before she has some serious capture the wreath action. And she keeps remembering all these different memories from camps of old, like, you know, Tommy and stuff. Thomas tries to apologize again for how things ended. She's still not having this conversation. That night, she remembers the first time that Tommy told her that he loves her while looking up at the stars, and they kissed. Back in current times, they go back to that same spot, look up at the same stars, technically not the same ones because of time, but then they kiss big ones again. The next day, she's like, oh man, I can't do this. I made a mistake. She has a career. I can't just not do that. Gonna go ahead and put this on the old back burner because they're gonna go pitch this book. She does pitch it. The boss loves the idea, but would really like to find another author to write it because, as she says multiple times, she's just too green. Too evergreen. Well, the campers put on a pretty fantastic play, complete with Corbin Blue and elf ears. After the show, he's talking to his buddies and is like, long distance doesn't work, so I'm going to find a place in Portland. Peyton hears some of that statement, namely the part where he says long distance doesn't work, namely not the part where he says I'm going to move closer to her. So now she's sad. Then her boss calls her and says, hey, I found the perfect writer for your book. And Peyton's like, if it's not me, I quit. What a day for Peyton. She tells Tommy that it was just a camp fling, no harm, no foul. And he's like, what? I already found a place on Zillow. She offers to take over the camp, but her parents are like, we're selling it to somebody who wants to make this place a destination Christmas tree farm, and we can't say no to that. She gets a call and is like, hey, her assistant calls and is like, hey, we should write this book. Let's do this thing together, basically. So I guess she's going to write it. Yay. She finds out the old tomboy does want to make it work and does want to move to Portland. And so she finds him and they kiss as the fireworks fire, because also July. Cut to 6 months later, she gives Thomas a copy of the book early, and he gives her a ring via proposal and says that he wants to spend every Christmas with her, and she says yes, and they kiss. And that, my friends, was Campfire Christmas.
We did it.
We did do it, everybody. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back as we talk more about Campfire Christmas on
Deck the Hallmark.
Guys, if I say plastic, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I'm
Think
eating
possible.
so much of it.
Those were all wildly different
shoveling
answers.
it down our gullets.
Yeah, I think you might be, because do you ever get overwhelmed by the number of plastic bottles and containers that you throw away? I know I do. Gosh. Sometimes I sit there and I go, plastic.
It's a lot.
Well, if you answered yes like me, I want to introduce you to Blue Land. Blue Land is on a mission to eliminate single-use plastics by reinventing home essentials that are good for you and the planet. They have an innovative tablet refill solution that takes up 10 times less space than a traditional bottle and has powerful formulas to keep your home clean and smelling amazing. So you grab one of those suckers, refill it over and over again. You can do their Clean Essentials kit, and everything that you need to get started is in that. Blue Land products come in refreshing signature scents such as iris, agave, fresh lemon, and eucalyptus mint. For a limited time, their hand soap's getting a summer upgrade for 3 new refreshing scents like strawberry rhubarb, citrus, and coconut palm. Boy, I like Blue Land. They're wonderful. I love good smelling stuff. I'll be honest, don't know the word in citrus patchouli, but I'm sure it's
Patchouli?
I'm sure it
Citrus
smells
patchouli.
fantastic because everything else that Blue Land does. And right now you can get 15% off your order when you go to blueland.com/deck. That's 15% off your order to save the planet with Blue Land by going to blueland.com/deck. That's blueland.com/deck. We're back,
So
everybody.
You said citrus and then looked, froze, and went, no, I'm not reading it. What was it? Give me the letters.
I think Panda figured it out.
Patchouli?
Is patchouli.
But you also earlier said iris agave?
Yeah, that's accurate.
So like agave nectar from a
Iris
flower.
Yeah.
Huh. Never heard of it.
That's a nice cross.
Iris
crossblend.
agave.
That's
okay.
right. Well,
Iris agave sounds like the last Goo Goo Dolls did. Am I right?
Guys, let's talk about Campfire Christmas, and let's start with the hot take. Panda, I can already feel the fireplace crackling.
Feel the tabs being closed.
Panda, what do you think about this movie? Give us that hot take, baby.
Guys, listen. What I liked about this movie is a change of pace from the traditional Christmas movie. It takes place at a camp, which I thought was cool. It's not like Christmas camp that was, the Bobby Campo classic.
Bobby Campo.
that Brandon said was the best movie he'd seen all year at that
Correct.
point. Yes.
It was a real
Stand by it.
Christmas in July situation where he was that aged well too. So, and I really enjoyed the leads. I enjoyed a lot of the chemistry and dynamic. I liked the B characters in this. That was all well and good. So, my only reservation with this movie, even though I think it was fun, I think overall I enjoyed it, was it took place in July. Like at the end of the day, it's a struggle for me to call this a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas adjacent movie. And listen, I'm here for it. I love that they tried something new.
That is a scalding take.
It's a ridiculous take.
From you, of all people, I cannot believe this is happening. But I'm here for it. I want to be clear. I'm here for it. But man, I didn't see it coming.
It's fine. And so for me, this movie is, it was fun. It was good. But for me, did it give me all of the Christmassy feels? No, it didn't. The aesthetic wasn't there. That brings it home for me as much. And I think it's just a cold boy thing. It's a cold boy thing.
Look at Brand.
Jax, what do you think?
I'm going to push back directly on that. I don't want Christmas feels. I want Christmas in July feels. And this is the first time that a Christmas in July movie has actually taken place in July. So I'm here for it. I'm just teasing you, Panda.
No,
I get what you're saying.
You can push back. It's fine. I'm not.
I grew up loving Salute Your Shorts, Camp Nowhere, Bug Juice. Does anyone remember that reality TV series that was on Disney Channel where it took place at an actual camp?
Yes.
I love nostalgia like now and then. So this movie pushed all of my buttons. I'm a theater kid. I love all of Anna White's favorites. So yeah, this one for me, I was, all across the board, chef's kiss, hard eyes. I was loving it. And I was so excited to talk about it that I begged to be on this podcast and paid someone to tweet that I should be.
You had to give the person what they want.
That's right. Yeah. So, wow. As someone who grew up.
Brand is accepting the award for whatever it is.
Wow. I want to thank God
for the first. I never thought in a million years that when I sat down to watch Campfire Christmas.
I just want to say, first of all, as somebody who grew up going to summer camp,
the mean streets of Titusville, Florida,
and loving Christmas, like I would have died for this camp, to be real. Like the amount of money that I would have begged my parents to pay to go to this type of camp would have been hundreds of dollars because I didn't really know what money was. But I would have begged them, and it maybe would have worked out for me. I loved this camp. I love Christmas in July camp. I'm here for it. I love the idea of going as an adult and celebrating Christmas and seeing some old pals in camp. Man, I loved it. And I think that challenge accepted and accomplished with trying to get Christmas feels at a summer camp in July. I don't know what else they could have possibly done to give you Christmas feels aside from having snow, which isn't going to happen because it's July. This movie threw up Christmas on screen. Aside from the snow, I've never been more offended on behalf of a generation than I am right now.
What generation?
My generation.
Your generation.
You're talking about.
I'm talking about my
your
generation.
Okay.
I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I loved it, and give me a Christmas in July camp any day of the week.
So this movie does distinguish itself and sets itself apart as one of a kind on Hallmark. I don't think there's ever been another Camp Christmas in July movie. I'm getting choked up when I talk about it. Something was stuck in
Brother,
my throat.
you good?
I'm good. I breathed in. I knew there was no way out of it. There was nothing I could do.
I saw it happening, and
You
I
were
was
like, I looked at you like, I don't know how you're going to help me, but I looked at you. It distinguishes itself as being the only like Christmas in July movie that is about Christmas in July and not about Christmas in Christmas time. It does not distinguish itself as a good movie, though, unfortunately. I'm with Panda on this. A water balloon fight in place of a snowball fight because it's July is a good idea unless you're telling me this is supposed to be a Christmas movie. I understand why people like this movie. It's the same reason they like talking about their time at summer camp when they were a kid or whenever. If those were very important, like fun moments for you, seminal moments in your life, then this is going to probably work, I guess. I had fun at summer camp. None of this really did it for me. I will say this. It does appear that everyone working on this film had a ball. Yeah. They all were having fun doing whatever it is they're doing. But it was kind of shoddily put together. It was almost like they knew it was the only Christmas in July movie that had ever been made. And so they could get away with murder. They could get away with whatever they wanted. And so they did. And so, you know, it didn't do much for me. I got to watch it with Bran, and that did something for me because he was having the time of his life. But personally, you know, I actually thought, wildly enough, that the Tori and Corbin's characters when they were like 17, 18, those two kids had a ton of chemistry. Mm-hmm. And it would have almost been
their hormones were a raging.
But that, yeah. But I mean,
it was summer camp.
It was almost like they weren't even acting, Jax. It was like they're really at summer camp. But like it's almost like if the movie had like those two, every time those two were on screen, I was like, man, these two kids really love each other. Like they are passionate about this whole thing. And it's not that Tori and Corbin didn't do a good job. It's just, I don't know, like that's when the movie felt most like a movie to me. The rest of it felt like, what could we do to make this Christmas in July? And so it seemed more like a gimmick than a movie. And while everyone was having fun, it didn't work for me. So there you have it.
I want to go on the record and say, give me gimmicks all day long. I know that's going to come as a big surprise to everybody, but I am myself am quite the gimmick. Let's start with all the feels for the Panda. What do you think about the feels in this one? Did you get anything in your cold heart?
Yeah, I got a few things. Thank you, Brand, for being so unbiased, and I love that. In the host, that's great. A couple of things. First of all, I want to commend the location of this. It is beautiful. The camp is gorgeous.
He's commending the location, ladies and gentlemen.
Job,
we've got one location commendation.
Yep.
One. Put it on the big board.
Put it up.
All the locations are watching with bated breath to see if they get commended by Panda.
It does.
It's attractive land, Panda.
It's attractive land. Thumbs up for that land. Thumbs up to God for making it. Big
thumbs up to the location scouts for finding it.
Good job. Also, when they kiss on the dock, or man, that is just, my goodness, that is camp feels for days. Loved it. They are adorable. I thought that was great. I really enjoyed that.
Jax?
I would say I had a lot of feels with the Beckett-Chris storyline, and a line that really got me, and I think that if you grew up queer, if you are queer, you can really relate to this. When Jeffrey Boyer Chapman's character says, "I'm finally getting that camp moment you all got and I never had," and I think that a lot of queer people can like wish they had a time machine so they could go back in time and have all of these really pivotal coming of age moments that a lot of their peers get to have that they don't have. And this was sort of like this beautiful, like it was a time machine that they could go back and have that. So when he had that conversation with his BFF Peyton, I was getting all the feels. So I really like that.
It's a shame that like that storyline and the two leads like were great, and the other friend group storyline was like so boring.
the one
it was
about the
like
kids was
it was
real
like,
bad.
oh man, we got two really great storylines. Let's bring in a third.
And the flashback.
and the
storyline,
flashbacks were great. Yeah.
But then that other, every time that other group, the married couples on the screen, you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, boy.
I agree. I thought the younger couples, every time they did the flashbacks, I got feels. But I also would love to know where I can get one of these sweet Camp Evergreen jerseys with the patch on it. I loved it. Thought it was awesome. I would buy them if
It was ironed on at TJ Maxx.
It was
over there like, where can I buy it?
It was a fantastic patch. Camp Evergreen with a little nice tree and whatnot.
Buddy, I think you could probably actually
could
find
do-
that
yeah.
patch anywhere. They did not make
probably
that
made it-
special.
Yeah.
No, they did make that special.
Okay, Chief.
They made that special.
All right, buddy.
You think they didn't make that special?
Yeah, I don't think they
It
made
was
that special.
pretty basic.
You're basic.
Yeah, fair. More than fair.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan.
Pandan.
Pandan.
I
It's a
did
pandan.
love the most authentic line in the movie. I thought was when Chris tells Beckett he had a crush on him, and like he says it and almost blurts it out, which I think is great. But my other feels for this movie, which is interesting that you brought up, like queer kids at camp that didn't have the same experience. This was the first time watching one of these movies that I didn't feel the inclusion to be historic. Like it just felt normal to me. Which was wonderful. Like that's a great feels to have, but it didn't feel like, oh, they're bold here, they're going to include a gay couple. It was just like, it felt very much a natural, organic part of this. It didn't feel historic. It didn't feel like landmark. It just felt like it was there and a part of it. And I thought that was great. Like I was really, really happy that was just a normal part of this. And in all honesty, kind of sort of steals some of the momentum from Tori and Corbin when it comes to the relationship side of things. But yeah, aside from that, not a whole lot going on for me.
Let's take one more quick break, and we'll come back and we'll do the wait, what's, and the what the Hallmark here on Deck the Hallmark. Rig, how are you doing with Jax not knowing your name?
Well, it hurts. It hurts, and I'm trying to get over it as best I can, drowning my sorrows with a few packs of menthols, and I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to move past it, forgive and forget, and
so
see
sorry,
if I
Rick.
can mend this relationship. And then she just called me Rick, which is
She called
is
you
just
Rick.
it's almost like she's doing it on purpose. And I don't know who that one person was that tweeted for her to come on the show. She's already on the show once a week. Contractually, I can't appear in the deck to Netflix. It's the one thing in my contract that doesn't work out. Now she's on here. I try to come in and help her out.
Well, she does nothing.
She
is gonna be at Brimblefest. Are you gonna? I know you got Boss Baby Fest, but
I'll do my best to come over and say hello, but there's no promises.
Okay. It's rigged.
She's gonna be on Win Calls the Heart every week. You said.
Yeah, and you make that's actually your busy week.
Yeah,
that's
you
your busy
always
day.
ask me how I'm doing on that day.
Yeah. It's RIGG.
Double G.
Rig Dilby.
Rhymes with rig.
Yeah.
Rig.
Rhymes with Rig. Yeah. Rig.
Big
It's
Rick.
time for the wait what. It's part of the show we talk about what in this movie made us
What are
go
you
wait
laughing at?
what.
It does rhyme with rig.
Absolutely.
Okay. Rick over here. It's unbelievable.
Panda.
So this camp is baffling to me.
Oh, yeah.
I get that. So let me be clear, because I know that we'll get comments that sit there and go, "No, everyone was invited back." That's fair. I get it. Everyone's invited back for this, but nevertheless, there is a preponderance of
Fantastic.
a lack of, if you will.
There's a preponderance of a lack of?
a preponderance
Of a lack of.
or a lack of.
Preponderance is a lot of.
Yeah, there's a lot
A
of
lack?
adults or a lack of children, whatever way you want to say.
Yeah.
So either a
there's
lot of adults or
a
not
ton
a
of there's a ton of adults. There's not a lot
There's
of
no
kids.
kids.
There's hardly any
And
There's a
kids.
few.
I told Brandon, I
There's
was
a
like,
few
so
kids.
this is just all the old, like the people that remember the camp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
it's a
of them,
reunion
But
camp.
some
this
of
is
them
what's
brought their
confusing
kids.
is because they said this is our last year for
Yeah.
this week, which would make you think that, okay, if they've been consistently getting campers throughout, like this would have the normal number of campers with some adults sprinkled in.
It would be campers 18 to 45.
Right, which is essentially what it amounts to. Now, with that said, the adults, I would feel as a parent who has sent my child to this camp this year that my kid has really missed out on the theater experience for this week. Why? Because the adults literally take over everything.
Yeah.
Everything
I
for
was
these
under-
poor teenagers.
I was under the impression that this was just an adults camp. Like this week was just an adults reunion.
I think it
I
was. I
didn't see
think it
any
was
kids out
just
there.
there were some
There
kids.
were some kids and teenagers.
But I
But those
here's
were the
what.
sons and daughters of the adults that were there. That was my
Yeah, I think that's
understanding.
probably what it was. I
So,
think
like,
it was
I don't
just
think
a
it's a kids'
reunion.
camp.
I think it was just a reunion of like from back in the days of old. I don't know what the cutoff is because a
But, like,
reunion
these are
implies
all people that went to the camp when they were kids. This
right,
This was
but a
not of the current
reunion.
kids.
But what's the cutoff? Like a reunion technically is anyone who's ever been to the camp.
But they
Yes.
also made it sound like this was just a normal week of camp, but they were adding extra people in. They didn't. It
Oh
didn't
no,
seem like it
I was
a-
under the impression that they're doing one big last hurrah for all the people that went to camp when they were kids.
Okay.
So
But
that
a
was how I
reunion
understood it.
also implies that like kids that,
that
came
when they were 19, 18 could come when they were 19 for this if they went last year.
Sure.
Yeah.
or just kids.
Yeah.
It's a reunion.
But like everybody there's an adult.
Yeah, I know.
Like everyone.
So there's
like
gotta be a-
nobody there was a kid. There was no 12-year-olds running around there. Everybody was an
They,
adult.
they had some teenagers. They did have some. They had some teenagers running around. They even had a couple like younger kids running around, which
Could be the
you're-
kids of the people
Fair
there.
enough, and
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fine. I want to talk. The final thing I want to point out here is the wreath chasing game.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that
this
they
was mine.
call
This was yes.
capture the wreath.
Capture the wreath. I am confused
Yeah, we all are.
by the rules of this game. At one point in the flashback, she stops and she has a full conversation with Thomas. Peyton does. And I was watching the kids behind them because obviously it's all centered on the wreath, right?
Yeah.
The wreath is the thing. Well, they would stop. They're having a full conversation, but the kids behind them are just running around in circles, tapping one another. But there's also a flag that you can grab.
Yeah, like flag football. Yeah.
I don't understand what's happening here.
And there are multiple wreaths.
And there's multiple wreaths. And they're stealing flags out of each other's pockets. They're running around. It doesn't make sense. It's either flag football and there should be one wreath, or it just
it
doesn't make sense.
reminded
I
me
don't
of like
it.
a very complicated ultimate frisbee game.
Yes.
Weirdly enough, and we do have our ultimate frisbee expert, Cody.
Hey guys, cool Chris. How's it going, guys?
Cody, now
Yeah.
you were running ultimate frisbee games around the country from prison.
No doubt, baby.
And you had a few. You wanted to clarify two things for us,
Right.
And then give us a couple announcements of some games you got
Yeah,
coming.
a couple
up.
clarifications real quick. Lucky Charms are back in.
Okay, no clarifications about capture the wreath that they were playing. in
I
the
don't
movie.
got nothing on that.
So that
no.
has nothing to do with this at all.
Right.
All right, you want to go ahead with your announcement?
Cotton candy grapes aren't grapes. Yeah, a couple of events real quick. Christmas in July at the Bronx Center in Los Angeles. It's happening July 25th, 2023. Plenty of time to get your out out there.
What's the
Gotta go, guys.
What's the format?
3-on-3, ho, ho, ho's. Santa's coming to town. Gotta go.
Okay. All right. Great. Yeah, glad we did it.
I love
and
that guy.
Cleared it right up. Yep.
Jackson, anyway, what's for you?
Wait, so half the reason I was coming on here was so that my sports boys could help me with my
No.
big question, which was
This ain't sports,
capturing
Jack.
you guys know my biggest thing, in high school I was only cheering for wrestling, and that was my biggest exposure to sports.
Right.
So I really thought that you guys would be able to help explain
Pin
capture
'em.
wreath, football, whatever
'em,
was
right.
happening. But apparently everyone's as confused as I am. What I thought was interesting is that I don't trust young women's journals. And I
Yeah.
do think that there could have been a little bit of revisionary history going on there.
Yeah,
I know
maybe a
my
little bit.
journals are full of lies and my own inflated sense of self and ego. So I guess I would want to know was she kind of lying in there? But yeah, thank you for trying. Thank you, Panda, for bringing it up and helping us work through this together. But I'm not any more clear on the rules
do
or exactly what happened.
And I'm not.
Fair.
Look, I'm on
appreciate you.
a Hallmark movie review podcast. I'm not trying to throw stones here, but I do think that this particular game was created by someone who was a theater kid that thinks about what sports might be like. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was like, you know how they Quidditch in Harry Potter? What if wreaths and flags?
Because they also had like paintball like inflatables and stuff. Like you
Yes.
see like on a paintball course.
It's a mess out there, gang. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to this.
It's
at
a
all.
combo
Sheila
of
has
flag
said-
football, capture the flag, paintball,
Yeah, Ultimate Frisbee's in there
ultimate
too.
frisbee.
Sheila mentioned that in their Facebook Live, Tori and Corbin admitted no one really knew what was going
Yes.
on in that scene.
Yeah.
They
Okay,
were
great.
just having fun.
Yeah.
Great.
Good.
Okay, good.
It
Good.
was like, what if all the theater kids got the chance to be a part of the sports stuff?
Yeah.
It's basically what it was. And
It's
that's
my
great.
dream.
That's wonderful. But I mean, if we could come up with some sort of consistent rules about this,
Yeah.
it would be
You
wonderful.
can't do it.
You got to capture the wreath, though. I know that much.
No, Dan, honestly, if we came up with some consistent rules, I would never win any sporting game. So this is a game that I would like to
Yeah.
play.
That's right.
Maybe I have
Like that.
stand a chance of
Did you,
winning.
did you win? Yes. Sure. Absolutely. Yes, I did.
Jax, do you have any more?
No.
Great. No, thank you.
Airtight.
I remember my journals growing up.
Come on.
There was
They were
something
so
like,
good.
Oh, yeah.
there was something like, dear God, I
boy,
promise.
yours a prayer journal?
Of course.
Jeez.
I
I
thought you were gonna say
promise-
I must increase my bust, but I guess
Yeah.
that was just me. And are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
Probably
Mine-
just you and not us.
Mine was more like I promise to write in this every day, and then in 3 weeks I say, God, I'm so sorry. And then- I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, God.
All 5 pages were taken up in your journal. weren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah, it was wild out there. I know that I grew up going to church camp, and there are certain limitations in that, and so my camp background is clouded with that. But the amount of time that these two children are alone at night, out in the open, from me as a church camp goer, it seemed like a lot.
Dude, you could get alone with people at church camp.
No, we had a
You
strict,
could get alone with people at church
we had
camp.
not out in the open. That was a wood situation, baby. That was a having the devos in the woods.
No girl ever wanted to be alone with
Yeah,
me,
that's
so
fair.
it wasn't a problem.
That's fair.
But to be fair, I mean, in the 20s and 30s, the rules were a lot stricter on when you could.
Oh boy.
You had to,
There was the Spanish flu was going around.
Yeah, you had to be very careful.
I couldn't believe that there was a musical dance number. There was a musical dance number that didn't include Corbin Blue dancing at
Yeah.
all.
Get your head in the game,
Get
Hallmark.
your head in the
Good
frickin'
gracious.
game. So the two people, the married couple that we all didn't love, they're so this whole thing, the whole movie is like, oh gosh, kids, what? You have jobs. And this guy's solution for how they can bring a child into the world is by hiring someone to handle their day-to-day so that they can have a baby. And my question is, have you never met a parent ever? You just freaking figure it out. You can't just hire someone to handle your entire life so that you can have a baby.
His only experience with how to parent is the Macaulay Culkin film Richie Rich.
Yeah. I was
It's just
under the-
like, yeah, they hired, there's a butler that takes care of the kids. We either have to do that or we have to hire somebody to do the company, and we can't do both.
We can't
There's
do
just no
both.
way.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't do both. We got to hire someone to do the day-to-day.
The day-to-day.
And at the very end, she hands them a mock-up of the book, and that mock-up has a full barcode on the back of it. But that's neither here
Yeah,
nor there.
not a
Dan?
mock-up. Yeah. I have no idea what the temperature is outside at Camp Evergreen, and it's driving me nuts. Based upon wardrobe, it could be anywhere from 40 to 90 degrees.
Yep.
There are people that are bundled up, flannels, sweaters, and there are people in shorts and a t-shirt. And I need some sort of consistency here. Like, how cold is it in July, and where is it? Where are they? The men in Tonka, where are they? I don't know where they are, but it feels like everyone is in their own little temperature bubble in this movie, and it drives me nuts. Look, I know that there's a lot on our lead girl's plate. I know that. But for the love of everything good and decent, how does it take you half the movie to come up with a personal story that is writing about your parents and Christmas in July. Her editor, her boss is like, you just need to write stuff that's more personal to you. And she's just like, well, gosh, I don't have anything. Like, according to this movie, her mom is the founder of Christmas in July. They say that in this movie. Miriam Baker, the founder of Christmas in July. How did it take you half the movie to be like, you know what? I got it. I'll write about my parents founding Christmas in July. It takes way too long. But you know what? Give her a break. She is one of those assistants that has her own corner office with a window in New York City. So God bless you for that. At one point there's a flashback and they're all working on some sort of craft or something. And Corbin Blue's character, who's the younger version of him, I don't remember the characters' names at all. The friend gets his hands stuck together with crazy glue, and he's like, what is this? And Corbin Blue's character says, I just combined all of the strongest glues together.
Yep.
Why? Why did you do that? If they're all the strongest
To make
glues,
mega glue.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, no,
all the strongest glues are already the strongest glues, right? Like if you just spray in a big cauldron, still strong
Nah,
glue.
it's the all-star team.
It's the mega glue.
It's the all-star team
It's
of
like
glues.
Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
They come to all the Transformers come together to make mega glue. It rips your fingers right off your skeleton.
Yeah, it does.
Why in the world did you combine all the glues? That's the dumbest thing. Even for a 17-year-old, that's stupid. Like, why would you do that? Like, if you're 8, I could buy it. Like, you know what I was thinking, Dad? Mega glue. But you can drive, dude. You can drive a car. Combining all the glues together doesn't make this potion of glue.
Have we tried it?
Let me ask you a question. Is it a situation where the highest glue gets top and then it just gets like, they all come in like...
It's like I've got Gorilla Glue, I've got Crazy Glue, I've got Super Glue.
You don't.
Is it 33% each?
Is it 33, or does like the top glue? Do they all become only?
No,
as tough
he
as
says
the
he
toughest glue?
combined. Yeah, exactly. They all. It does nothing at all. This
So
is
you're
not
saying there's no way to improve
on the
top
strongest glue. No.
Yeah. So you
that's
get
why
the-
it's the strongest.
Yeah, but how did it become the strongest?
Because
I think it's a PR. It's a PR campaign. Each glue thinks they're the strongest.
So I combined them all, and I made the super duper strongest.
I'm just saying.
all right.
I'm just saying there might be something here.
Pause. Let me ask you a hypothetical, and this will tell me everything I need to know moving forward.
About you.
Imagine you take the strongest glues all together. You mix them all together, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Imagine
and
like
then,
it happened in
and
the
then
movie.
that's a real thing. You've created that. And then I make another batch, but then I make another batch
And
of
then
the
we
world's strongest glue.
combined-
But hear me out. I add 1 drop
Okay.
of Elmer's glue.
Oh,
Which
it wouldn't
one's
be as strong.
stronger?
It wouldn't be as strong because Elmer's glue sucks, and we all know that.
Which one's stronger? Though?
But what if we combine those two glues? Wouldn't that be even the super duper duper strongest?
The
So Panda, I
possibilities are-
see.
Opened up a door of
I do
glues.
see what Panda's saying here, though, is because it's Elmer's glue. While it is the worst glue, it is still sticky.
But
And so it
I'm
adds
saying-
a
And if
drop
you add
of
it to the
sticky.
strongest, is it now like
It
ultra
doesn't.
sticky plus
Glue is glue.
Is it?
It's like being like, I got this Velcro and this Velcro and stacked them on top of each other.
But here's my
What if
thing,
you have
Dan.
Velcro?
is
strongest
how-
Velcro?
But here's what happened. Gorilla Glue one day saw Super Glue and said, what if we were better? And so they figured out a thing. And so what if we said, you know what, Super Glue does have something, and we can bring that to the table. Combine it with Gorilla Glue. You get Super Gorilla, hoo-hoo-ha. And then
I
it's a
think
whole
they're
nother
all the
thing.
same glue with different names. on it.
Maybe, maybe
Gorilla
not.
beats the Elmer's.
Elmer's beats the
crazy.
crazy. Crazy beats Gorilla, so 3, 2, 1.
Tie you die.
Tie you
That's
die.
right. Oh, man. I got one more, and this is a biggie. This is the big one. We talked about it when it happened. I did a full count because I knew it was coming. Even Brand knew it was coming. This is the ultimate classic trope in these movies that is the most unrealistic thing in the world. Now, Brand did point out that the other one was more unrealistic because they're just standing around the corner. I don't remember the movie it was from. But in this movie, Corbin Blue's character looks at his buddy and goes, yep, I thought about the relationship with her. Long distance didn't work then, and it won't work now. And then he doesn't say anything for 11 seconds. He stops for 11 full seconds. and then says, so I'm going to buy an apartment in Portland. Like, what? He literally is like, long distance didn't work then, and it doesn't work now.
I think the Wi-Fi was bad, and he was waiting for it to load so he could say it at just the right time.
Well, you know what? Even if you're getting your phone out and you're scrolling to find the apartment, you would be like,
Jax, I tried. There's no budget on this
you would
guy.
be like, even if you wanted to show him the apartment, you would be like, hey, long distance didn't work then. It's not going to work now. But
let me show you something.
Let me show you. You don't pause for 11 seconds just in case Tori is listening, and that gives her time to make her quick escape to cry in the woods. You don't do that. Like that is a very unbelievable time for an 11-second pause, I would say. And as soon as he finished the line, I started counting out loud. Because I knew it was coming. I knew exactly what was happening here. Seen 400 of these. Here it comes. And so that was really, really bad. That's the last one I got.
It's time for what the Hallmark is part of the show. We wonder what could have been, maybe having some clarity questions that we still have. Panda, what are you wondering about?
Yeah, there's a discussion about turning the camp into a destination Christmas tree
Yeah,
farm.
that's everybody's.
What is it?
I am at a loss because traditionally, and help me out here, when you go to a Christmas tree farm, you're not traveling super far because you need to take
back.
You need to take it back. Now that seems, if it's a destination implies this is going to take me a while to get there. In some sense.
Yeah, and
right?
also that it would be more than, like, we had something that just came to Greenville. It was actually easily called Christmas on the Farm here. And it was this really fun thing where you pick your tree out and then they chop it down for you and you go and the kids can roast marshmallows. But it was open just after Thanksgiving for 4 days and you could maybe spend 3 hours there. Not a successful business model for a year long.
You know what? It's actually a pretty great idea to use a running camp as also a destination Christmas tree farm. Because you're probably not running much program during the cold months.
There has to be some sort of good, like, specific weather to grow these trees, though, right? Like you'd have to have. You can't just show up and part-time grow Christmas trees. I mean, we worked with someone whose parents for 50 years ran a Christmas tree farm, and it was a full-time gig, and they finally just retired and sold it because it's a full-time job. You never stop working. And so you can't just be like, we'll do the blob and the zip lines for the summer, and then we'll get back to the Fraser firs. Like, I don't think you can do that. I don't think that's how that works.
Wait, can I ask a follow-up? Because I don't understand, much like sports, I don't understand Christmas tree farms. You have to return the tree? No.
The Christmas tree farms are there so you can go and pick. So there's two extremes. One is, the Home Depot parking lot Christmas tree for $30 that has 6 needles on it. And the other extreme is go out into the forest with your bare hands and your axe and chop down a tree. The Christmas tree farm lies somewhere in the middle of that spectrum where you go, the tree is still in the ground, and you say, I want this one, and then the people working there chop it down, haul it up to the front, they give you a tag, you show up with your truck or whatever, they throw it in the back, and you feel as though you've outdoorsed for the day. And so there are a lot of those in the, like, not in like big cities, but you could find probably 3 or 4 Christmas tree farms within a day's drive of us to go and do this and spend your day.
In New York City, I just get it on my corner.
Yeah, you go to the corner and get the tree. Yeah. Different story altogether.
This
I like the idea.
I would put it out of the ground.
Yeah. Well, you should return it. You should let someone grind it for the good of the environment.
No. I would have them return it and then put it back up. You duck tree that sucker.
You duck tree it.
Duct
tape it.
You duct tape it right back up. You can reuse it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Jax, do you have a What the Hallmark?
I guess I just want to know more about Beckett and Chris's relationship status and, like, if they've started a podcast, have they got viral on TikTok, like, what's going on with them? Are they collaborating artistically? I would watch a movie about the two of them. They've got to be. But New York, LA, are they bi-coastal? What's happening there?
That's true. We didn't get a lot of clarification there.
No.
I would just love to know if there is a summer camp out there that does a full-blown Christmas in July week that's also for adults. Reach out. Let's
just for adults.
Let's collab. Let's do something. Let's do something together.
Brand, couldn't you guys put one on? I'll help you.
Oh, I think we probably
I'll run a theater program. And you guys
Yeah.
could do the sports and
Yeah,
all the other
capture the
things, the
wreath.
music.
Yeah. Also, I would love to give a quick. Apparently, Corbin Blue was in the dance, and I missed it. But I think that in and of itself is a
Should tell
problem.
you everything you need
Yeah.
to know.
That's not your fault, Brand.
He should have gotten a solo.
Yeah.
A solo dance.
So I just need to know how much Tori makes as an assistant, like what her salary is, for a number of reasons. I think one, that office and that apartment is both very impressive for someone who's an assistant, but also her boss thinks so highly of her and is such a narcissistic monster that she is continually turning down her manuscripts, even though they're great, to keep her as an assistant. And what I don't understand is that if the boss in that situation is trying to make the best possible books, that's how she gets paid. It's not how efficiently her assistant works. It's how good of a book can I create? If these pitches are really great and she's just lying to her to keep her in that job,
that's dirty.
I mean, there's so many questions about the hierarchy of how that runs that I would love to have answers to.
Yeah.
I keep looking over at you real quick, Dan, and for some reason, the way that your headphones are, and also the way that they're like light is hitting them, it looks like drool is just coming down from you.
You know, it's been a tough day.
Which I
today, but
love.
good
It
grief.
gives me a good chuckle every single time. And I think we can all agree that Tori Anderson's fantastic, and we'd love
She
to see
was
her.
wonderful.
I love
great.
it.
She was.
Yeah, and Corbin Blue's Corbin Blue. Got to get your head in the game.
Get your head in the game.
We're all in this together.
Yeah.
Gosh, I
Amen.
can't wait. Jax, were you a big High School Musical fan?
Was I the star of every musical when I was in high school? Yes. Was there a small pool of people to pick from? Also, yes. Do I still brag about it to this day? Because my list of accomplishments in high school is pretty short. You betcha.
You betcha.
Yeah, yeah.
But also wrestling cheerleading. So
Pin 'em.
don't forget.
Pin 'em.
Pin
Pam,
'em.
it's time for the double decker of the week. It's where you do the deep dive into a double decker. Last week's was legendary. Let's see if we can follow that up. And by we, I mean, let's see what.
Yeah, the deep dive is.
Guys, listen,
You're not
I can't
making
do
these
anything
up.
about it.
No.
I'm not making them up.
Or is he going to double down on the elaborate pun department? Dawn Salyers. Dawn's been around a while. Salyers. I'm going to go with Salyers. Salyers.
What do you think? What do you know?
Dawn's 2 thumbs up.
Two
Okay.
thumbs up for Dawn.
Great.
Yeah, and let me go ahead and say this. Dawn is always looking out for the little kids. She's always watching out for them, making sure that the kids all have a good time.
What kids?
Just kids in general.
Okay, sure.
And
She's
so-
always making sure kids are having a good time. That's
yeah.
great.
So at the beach, she sells microwaves.
Oh my goch. Okay.
That's weird.
Why is that weird?
It's just a weird thing.
So it almost is too perfect.
I don't know. It just seems like something's gonna happen with it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that seems that's
Okay, go ahead. I'm so
ridiculous.
sorry.
It's called
I'm sorry.
It's
Yeah,
called
there's
microwaves.
waves. Yeah.
They're so there's a little section for kids where they could go on in, and she just makes microwaves for them so
Yeah.
that they can enjoy all the water.
And so so what she does is she sells
Oh
them.
no,
So-
no. She makes little waves.
But he said she sells them.
yeah, she sells.
So you can't go in for free and get little waves to hit your child. You have to pay extra
Yes.
money on the ocean
Yes.
for little waves.
Yes.
Dawn, you monster.
How is that a monster?
You're
Dan?
trying
you
to
want
make
kids
mon-
to be taken out by a typhoon? You
No,
monster.
Typhoon.
typhoon.
Wow. We're just trying to get kids to have fun at the ocean and not pay a dime. Is
So
all
you're
I'm
saying
trying
if
to
there's
do.
a typhoon coming, like the microwaves are still
Still-
fine?
She could do it.
How
Wow.
much per wave, Panda?
It's 25 cents per microwave. There's a lot that goes into it though.
Yes. What
Per
goes into it?
microwave.
She has to go on out there, and then she's doing the little push of the
She
waves.
has to get the water separated, right? She can't possibly get in the ocean around the big waves because if you bring a kid out and give them little waves, the big waves are still going to hit them.
She has it fenced off.
So she fences off the ocean.
With little boys. How do you say it?
Not
Boys?
with little boys. I'll tell you that much.
It
surely doesn't do with little boys.
It's not with other little children. Other little children are taking the brunt of the waves, so she
Buoys?
can make a buck.
Buoys?
Buoys.
Is it buoys?
But
Yeah.
the buoys,
The buoys
the
float on
buoys
top of
take the
waves.
waves.
What are you talking
What
about?
I
only-
googled was, and it just says little boys. Like I don't know. Like the kids are just taking them. Now that I'm reading about this, Dawn, it's not.
Yeah,
I'm
she
concerned.
is a monster. Yes.
Little kids are just getting pummeled out there, Dawn.
Wham! Another one.
It's sad.
Yeah.
I was all excited. Me and Lily had signed up. I was spending thousands in
Thousands
waves.
of wow.
Well, she's in the clear though, because she's a little girl, so she
That's
would
right. She would just get the
no
microwaves.
problems.
Yeah, but I
that's
feel
right.
bad about the
little boys. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
boys.
It's almost
you might-
that's a child labor situation.
See, it would seem that way. It would seem that way.
It would seem that way.
I'm Googling it right now, guys, and it's not. It's just coming up error. I don't know what to
Coming up
big
error.
mistakes.
We did, everybody. Congratulations. We're going to be back tomorrow with a throwback to 2019 when the three of us went out to California. We reviewed a movie called The Night Before Christmas in front of a crowd. We released that to a thing called Patreon way back in the day. And we're digging it up out of the archives because the world has never heard about it.
Yeah.
And so I think it's time.
And that
I think
was
it's
Vanessa Hudgens before pre-Princess Switch.
I think once something has been an exclusive for 3 years, it's fair game.
You can
I think
unsclusi it.
I think it's no longer has to be. So if you've never heard that, it's going to be a really fun time, and you'll get a feel for what you're missing out on over there on the Bramble
Jam Plus.
So,
That's right.
lots to look forward to there, and then we'll be back Thursday, the three of us with When Calls the Heart. Until then, maybe we're the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
That Sounds Fun podcast is produced by Tracy Millis Name. It's recorded live in that Greenville, South Carolina. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com.